was really special to go to the school. I almost cried when the little kids were doing their sing. That just always gets me, like when, especially like in Hawaii, when little kids do hula, when little kids do anything, I think it's so precious.
To see nearly 100 or more kids gathered together to come welcome us was just humbling and touching. To walk through the gates of the primary school here and to see the vibrance of the people, from their clothing, from their traditional attire, to their school bags that they hand make, some of them representing the Southern Province flags, it was just amazing.
When that kind of stuff happens, is it like, do you think being quiet about it is easier to make it stop, or do people fight back, or not really?
Right. What about the sisters? That's the sisters. Why doesn't anybody help them?
So I thought they were really brave and strong for sharing, certain things, but we'd have, raise your hand if you've had, they call it GBV, that's, gender-based violence. Every hand goes up.
I think we have to start talking as women to be able to make that change.
I guess the summary of it would be, her sister and her husband had 4 kids, and they all lived together, and the husband started being very, very abusive to this woman and to the kids. And one time he kicked her and punched her so hard that she started spitting out blood. And he had a knife, and apparently the wife got the children and secretly got them out a window. Some of them, a couple of them, but 1 or 2 of them were still there in the room. And then he just started hacking her legs off.
What they were most upset about is the man that murdered their sister lives in the day in the bush, but in the nighttime comes back to the village to harass them / stalk his kids because they have nowhere else to go, and so the oldest sister is taking care of them. What they were really grieving about as much as their sister was the fact that when they tried to ask for help, like the men in the village, the police, nobody is helping them because they say like, oh, well, it was the man's choice. And basically I think at this point he can turn himself in, but the police aren't going to spend extra time and energy to go get him.
So the reason I'm telling this story is because they're next to ask for me and Malu. They said, would you please film us? Or if you can't film us, would you please tell our story so that other women feel like they're not alone, and so that people can understand what's going on here, and maybe if we create enough awareness that change can be made.
That's what I hope, so that they don't have to deal with it too.
Not only are the women in this village experiencing it, people in the embassy and government, all the women are experiencing the exact same thing.
It's very prevalent here. Like I think the statistic is like 9 out of 10 women experience it, but I would venture to say it's like almost every woman.
We don't see a lot of funding coming here to this level because we tolerate this kind of activities. So because we tolerate it, we don't make noise enough for the government to see that there's a need there, for funding to come here, for awareness to come, for education. Then we just sort of put a blind eye or a deaf ear to these kind of issues, and then how will the government know that we need this?
I just think that this isn't a Papua New Guinea problem, this is a global problem, especially when it comes to alcohol, when it comes to fighting, when it comes to peace. Like, this is a global problem.
There's only so much change that like a foreign influence can present, but it really, change has to come from within a culture. It has to come from like women and men presenting new ideas and teaching and reforming how people think about things. And so that's where I commend Andy is also caring a lot and trying to teach men and be a role model and say that this is not right. He was saying that he was really happy that Cheyenne will be his legacy and that he's proud of him for everything that he does and all of the work that he does.
This trip has taught me how important listening is and how much that can just start that groundswell of change.
And I think if you can teach women the mentality that no, you don't deserve this and you deserve better and that this is wrong, I think that's how you get the societal switch.
This pink paint, fluoro pink paint, in honor of the Pink Nose Revolution. You know, domestic violence against women is a global issue. It's one of the fundamental issues that's undermined the fabric of all societies, regardless of race, creed, or colour. But more importantly, here in Papua New Guinea, we're seeing this issue undermining not only the immediate family, but undermining whole communities.
The Pink Nose Revolution is really inspiring. I mean, as a woman and as someone who is a mother to a little girl, I think anything that empowers women is just absolutely amazing. And domestic violence is a huge issue anywhere in the world, but it seems to be prevalent here in PNG. So the fact that they're raising awareness through surfing and through the Pink Nose Revolution is just amazing.
Okay.
For me, like having a daughter and being a father, like that, the Pink Nose Revolution goes hand in hand with that. I want my daughter to grow up in a very equal environment that's both for men and women.
And I really like the idea that the noses of the surfboards, they give the little girls are pink, and they're the ones that the girls get to ride these pink nose ones. And I think that changes, it empowers little girls, like this is my surfboard, I can do it too, just like the boys can. And maybe it makes the little boys think about little girls in a different way, and that you know, can transcend to other areas of their lives too, which I think is great.
It sounds like domestic violence is a really big issue here, and since the country's sort of run with old ways, it's really hard to get out of that, and it's really cool to see people pushing for, I don't know, equality of women, rights of women, and just against the violence that they suffer.
I witness lots of violence, like the men beating up the women really bad, so I see a couple of them, and it's not good. So it's really good that Andy is coming up with that pink nose riding boards, so the boys will learn respect of the women's.
And you know, I think the Pink Nose Revolution really addresses that issue because it draws a demarcation line, it empowers women as well. So addressing those issues through the Pink Nose Revolution and also Surfers Against Violence Against Women, you see on our generic SAPNG t-shirts, it's really good, you know. We're trying our level best with the resources that we have as surfers to try to address social issues that usually have a big problem being addressed by our political leaders and other people of power in PNG and around the world.
Click, click.
Right.
Click, click, talk PC.
It was very good to share surfing with a local girl here, and I think I got close to her. But she's so passionate and she's so good in surfing, and the boys don't want really her to take her to other places. And she was happy to surf with me too on the same boards, and yeah, to just cheer for each other, like, go Ruthie, when she paddles out. And yeah, I think she's happy to see that other women's surf as well around the world. Pink Nose Revolution is something that when he started to talk to me about this, I was really thinking it was the best idea. It's a common issue and it's a worldwide issue. I wouldn't imagine that being a surfer, I could help this issue. And I think we all feel really happy and proud to help. If surfing community can help to fight against women violence worldwide, it would be amazing.
The very big thing that I have a aim for is to empowering women in our own communities. That's why I support Andrew Abel for the Pink Nose. You know, Papua New Guineans, we have the underestimation between men and women. So that's why I support Andrew Abel for that. So when the first donations coming in, which was, I think, 2012, and that was from the One Talks from Australia. They have donated us some boards, and the boards was distributed in the 4 communities, and we shared in between.
I'm very happy to see that this board has got a bit of pink in it.
Yep.
So we don't have to do too much work to pinken up the nose. We'll pink up this one.
Yes.
Thanks, Rachel and Caitlin. Really appreciate the donation.
Thank you for doing what you're doing and promoting women who go surfing and having rights. Thank you so much for just this opportunity of bringing us here to Papua New Guinea. Papua New Guinea is never a place that I imagined I would be visiting, let alone have somewhat of an impact in. And so I'm just really happy to be here and that we can make a difference in this way. Thank you.
If anyone, a boy or any man who's trying to using this board is one of the Geli guy. That's why the boys are, just because of the sign, they are aware of these boards. Many people around Papua New Guinea, they came in to watch the game and do all this. It's a big pride to us, and we can't believe that, but it's happened.